Alright, welcome back to Elder Scrolls Online. Let's enter this tunnel and make our way to Skuldafn. We're working on completing Coldwell Silver. Okay, I thought we already had enemies, but this one is just a scout. Death of a Wanderer. By Anonymous. The last time I saw the old Argonian, I was taken by how alive he seemed, even though he was in the throes of death. The secret, he said, of staying alive is not in running away, but swimming directly at danger. Catches it off guard. Is that how you managed to find this claw? I asked, brandishing the small carving as if it were a weapon. I had found it among his possessions, which I was helping him to divvy amongst his beneficiaries. Should it also go to your cousin? Dives from below. At this, his mouth widened, exposing his fangs. If I hadn't known him for as long as I had, I would think he was snarling, but I knew that had that to be a smile. He croaked a few times to attempt laughter, but ended up wheezing and coughing, his rancid blood spraying across the bed sheets. Do you know what that is? He asked, between coughing fits. I've heard stories, I answered. The same as you. It looks like one of the claws for opening the ceiling doors in the ancient crypts. I've never seen one myself before. Then you know I would only wish that thing upon a mortal enemy. Giving it to my cousin would just be encouraging him to run into one of those barrows and get split by a Draugr blade. So you want me to have it then? I joked. Where did you even get this? My kind can find things that your own people assumed were gone. Drop something to the bottom of a lake, and the Nord will never see it again. Amazing what you can find along the bottoms. He was staring at the ceiling now, but the way his fogged eyes darted around, I could tell he was seeing his memories instead of the cracked stone above us. Did you ever try to use it? I whispered to him, hoping he could hear me through his fog. Of course, he snapped, suddenly lucid. His eyes widened and fixed on me. Where do you think I got this? He barked, tearing his tunic open to show a white scarf forming a large star-shaped knot in the scales beneath his right shoulder. Blasted Draugr got the drop on me, just too many of them. I felt awful since I knew how much he hated talking about the battles he had been in. To him, it was enough that he had survived, and any stories would amount to boasting. We both sat quietly for several minutes, his labored breathing the only sound. He was the only one to break the silence. You know what always bothered me? He asked. Why they even bothered with the symbols. The what? The symbols, you fool. Look at the claw. I turned it over in my hand. Sure enough, etched into the face were three animals. A bear, an owl, and some kind of insect. What do the symbols mean, dear Kaza? The ceiling doors, it's not enough to just have the claw. They're made of massive stone wheels that must align with the claw's symbols before they'll open. It's a sort of lock, I suppose, but I didn't know why they bothered with them. If you had the claw, you also had the symbols to open the doors, so why? He was broken up by a coughing fit. It was the most I had heard him speak in months, but I could tell how much of a struggle it was. I knew his mind, though, and helped the thought along. Why even have a combination if you're going to write it on the key? Exactly, but as I lay bleeding on that floor, I figured it out. The Draugr are relentless, but far from clever. Once I was downed, they continued shuffling about to no aim, no direction, bumping against one another, the walls. So the symbols on the doors weren't meant to be another lock, just a way of ensuring the person entering was actually alive and had a functioning mind. Then the doors were never meant to keep people out, they were meant to keep the Draugr in. And with that, he fell back asleep. When he awoke several days later, he refused to talk about the Draugr at all, and would only wince and clutch his shoulder if I tried to bring them up. Interesting. Talk to Thane Mara's stone cloak. Here she is.
No fighting or spitting. Got it?
Stay low. The Stormfists don't know we're here yet, and I want to keep it that way.
So we're just gonna hide?
We're waiting for King Yoren and his troops to arrive, but Fildgor has his own agenda. He's moving fast, and I don't think the army is going to show up in time. But I've got a few ideas on how to slow him down.
So what's your plan?
Fire. Nothing causes more chaos than a raging fire. Scares even the most dim-witted, hard-headed Nords. The carts the Stormfists brought are full of weapons, food, and other gear. Set them ablaze and start a panic. That should slow them down a bit.
And then what do we do next?
Light the signal fire. That's the sign the King's troops are waiting for before they make their final push up the mountain. That said, I still don't think they'll make it in time. You need to reach Fildgor and slow him down. Good luck.
At this rate, we should just be made king. Or queen.
If I were braver, I'd cut you down
Guards will
myself.
stop you!
Oh, please, after everything we've done for you guys? Okay, so it looks like something is going on up there. But let's discover this way shrine here. Why is everything here considered stealing? Okay, so this is where we are. This is Skuldafn. It's not even on the map before you discover it. That's interesting. But everything here is considered stealing, so let's just leave it alone. Why can't we just burn this? Target is out of range? Okay, that was just a trap. Okay, so where's the other pile? Behind here.
I need healing!
I think the third stockpile is through here. Okay, next we need to light the fire signal. Okay, next we need to enter the Tunnel of the Tombs.
I can sense Yoren's troops coming up the mountain, but they will be too late. I am sorry, but this all falls to you. You are the only one who can reach Fildgor in time.
Where can we find him?
Fildgor has forced his way into Sovngarde. He is close to accomplishing his goal. Soon he shall steal my essence and convince the crown of Freydis to accept him. Please, you must stop him. Fildgor opened a bridge between this world and Sovngarde. His royal blood grants him access to the hallowed halls of our ancestors, no matter what foul atrocities he has performed. Even now, he works his dark magic there, siphoning off my soul.
How do we get into Sovngarde?
The Watcher at the bridge guards the entrance. I will speak on your behalf, and you shall be able to enter Sovngarde as my champion. When you reach the peak, step into the column of light. The rest is up to you.
Okay, looks like we're heading back to Sovngarde. Haven't been there since Skyrim, when we had to go to fight the dragon. That's one thing I wanted to ask, though. Are we not going to be seeing dragons at all in Elder Scrolls Online? Okay, definitely this is not the way to get there. That's one thing they should do. They need to reintroduce dragons in Elder Scrolls Online. But time to ruin Fildgor.
In my side for too long. Come then, come and die.
Only one person is gonna die today.
Spirits of Sovngarde, answer the call of the rightful king of Skyrim.
Okay, who exactly is doing the healing?
I can't end like this. I can't be defeated. Not again. You beat me. I lose to my cursed brother. Again. Perhaps he is the better ruler. Regardless, in front of my ancestors and my sister, I am undone. Do what you will with me.
So you surrender?
What choice do I have? Even with Sovngarde's power to aid me, I lost. The crown of Freydis rejects me. The thorn in my side became my undoing. You've won. What will you do with me now?
Well, we're a high elf from Aridon, so it's not our place to judge. Let the Skald King decide what your fate will be.
I will bring the crown of Freydis to my brother. Don't worry. I give you my word that this is finished.
Fildgor has departed this place, and the spirits return to their eternal sleep. Tell me what happened here.
I spared his life. It's up to Yoren to decide his fate.
Honorable, but perhaps misguided. You should have just killed him and been done with it. Forgive me. My detachment from life has given me a cold view of things. You should speak with Yoren, and make sure that Fildgor pays for his crimes.
And you, will you be alright?
Your concern is appreciated. But in case you have forgotten, I am dead. You have already done more for me than I ever expected. I return to Sovngarde now. I will welcome my brother when he joins me. With luck, I shall see you there one day as well.
But wait, Sovngarde is for Nords. We're not Nords. So there is no way she would see us there.
The Stormfists were panicked by the raging fires. We cut through the ranks as quickly as we could, but I'm afraid we were too late. Tell me, my sister.
Well, she's safe, and Fildgor awaits your judgment.
I almost wish Fildgor had not survived his encounter with you. Now I must deal with my own brother. And there's only one possible punishment for treason.
Yeah, I know it's death. He could prove useful to the Pact.
Such a shrewd, calculating proposal. It's not the Nord way, but the idea has merit. If we could make him work with us, think of what we could accomplish. And I confess, it would break my heart to put my brother to death. Thank you for your counsel. Esteemed allies, I stand before my ancestors at this holy dragon shrine to seal our pact for the greater good.
I stand on this mountain to proclaim how far the Argonians have come from the swamps of Black Marsh. In the name of my people, I add my voice to form this Ebonheart Pact.
I represent the Dunmer and the Tribunal. I stand on this frigid rock to affirm our place in the Ebonheart Pact. I fervently hope we can move this along, as it's freezing up here.
The Nords offer the crown of Freydis. This symbol of power and wisdom provides the Pact with the strength and authority of our Nord ancestors.
The Dunmer offer the Judgment of Veloth, an artifact of ancient magic. This provides the Pact with our skills and the blessing of the Tribunal.
The Argonians offer the Nemic Egg, sacred symbol of birth and life, thus granting our wisdom and the memories of the Hist to the Pact. With these offerings, the Pact is sealed. Let our nations become one.
Further, the Dunmer call for a single leader to hold this pact together. We believe Skald King Yoren is the one to lead us.
Let our enemies tremble at our combined might. I accept the role of High King of the Ebonheart Pact. We have much to discuss here. Please, champion, return to Yoren's stand and tell my son what has transpired here.
No problem. Why are there still Stormfist soldiers down here? That doesn't make sense.
Welcome back, champion. What news do you bring from the peaks of lonely Skuldafn?
The pact is sealed and your uncle lives.
My uncle lives? My father's mercy knows no bounds. You've been by his side and have persevered when others would have faltered. From now on, you shall be known as the High King's Arrow, for you lead the way and always strike true.
King's Arrow. I have some news you might find interesting.
Okay, so we completed Skuldafn. We got a champion point. We got a skill point as well. We're still working on our spell shield. Skald King's Arrow. Let's see, is that a Blood Feud, another achievement unlocked? Let's see, is that a new title that we got? No, it's not. Alright, let's talk to the captain.
I'm glad to see that business at Skuldafn's dealt with, but a soldier's duty is never done. The Rift needs your help.
What's happened there?
We've had an urgent message from Shorestone. They're under attack by Reachmen. Their numbers and ferocity are beyond anything the defenders have seen before.
What can be done?
Reinforcements are on the way, but the King's Arrow would be a boon to the defenders. Viggrad Wraithbane, leader of the Companions, directs the defense of Shorestone. He needs you.
Okay, we'll go find him. Okay, so we're now heading to the last section of Eastmarch. The last section basically of Caldwell Silver, which is the Rift. Once we complete the main story in the Rift, we will have completed Caldwell Silver and we will be ready to start Caldwell's Gold, which I'm pretty sure we'll have to wait till we're done with Morrowind. Alright, so let's... Time's a wasting, let's move it. For now, we're gonna try to stick to the main story. We'll do minimum side questing and try to stick to the story as best as we can so we can finish Caldwell Silver soon. See where we are in the map. There's a delve that we've not done here, but we'll come back and do all the delves. There's plenty of time to do delves. Let's head into the Rift. Okay, here we are, Riften. Actually, not Riften, the Rift. So let's discover this camp there. Put it on the map. Oh, they're still giving chase.
Well, what is it? I'm organizing our defenses here. If you need supplies, talk to Gary in the Tapped Vein.
The Skull King sent me. I'm here to help.
The King's Arrow? Well met, my friend. The town's under constant threat, and a horde of Reachmen took over the mine and sealed themselves inside.
How do we get them out?
Rezish is trying to break into the mine. We've got people trapped in there, and we need to understand what in Oblivion the Reach are up to.
Can we still, we'll see if we can help Rezish.
Rezish is a clever little lizard. If anyone can find a way past their magics, she can. I'll answer what I can. Be brief, though.
Are you a
There's
member
still
of the
much to
Pact military?
No. I'm proud to ride with the companions, Ysgramor's heirs. Followstone Hall is our lair, just north of town. Always happy to wield our blades in service of the Pact.
Who are the companions?
Shaw's bones. You've never heard of the 500? The companions are the brave warriors that rode with legendary Ysgramor in the battles to conquer Skyrim. We are their descendants, by blood and by bond.
Who are the Reachmen again?
Tribal clans from far to the west, up against the border with High Rock. Areas called the Reach, so Reachmen. They're nasty. Been giving the Jarls trouble for generations. I've no idea what they're doing so far from their clan holdings.
What clan attacks Short Stone?
Bone Shaper. Worst kind of shaman. One step up from necromancer. They use corpses in their foul ceremonies.
I've heard enough. Okay, we need to find and talk to Rezish. Okay, here we are. But before we go any further, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll pick up with more Elder Scrolls Online.